Mason Greenwood is staying in Manchester. I am not moving a muscle, he says. I've got family here and I ain't going nowhere. West Ham United has priced our former captain, Harry Maguire, out of his Manchester United misery. I've got an update concerning a new top target to replace Harry Maguire. Who should we go for? Welcome to the hotspot. My name is Webb. I also now know clearly, officially, the date on which Rasmus Højlund is likely to make his Manchester United debut. What a day, guys. Today is rest day in terms of working out. We won't be working out as we do brand new with Manchester United news. But trust you me, Manchester United news is not about to rest. It is not happening as we do count down to the season. Days to the season. And guess what? Manchester United have just inquired about the fitness report of Mason Greenwood ahead of an announcement of his return. I told you that before the start of the season, United will be making an official announcement of the status of Mason Greenwood and his future at the club. Remember, he last kicked the ball against West Ham in January 2022. Those are so many months without playing, and obviously his fitness is always going to be in question. He only returned a few months ago to start training alone in isolation. Of course, he got a former, Manchester United, academy trainer who has worked with Kobe Maino, Dan Gorey, and a few of other young players in the team to be working with him as they do rent, green turfs around the UK and try to see that he comes back to fitness. But now United are officially saying, send us the report, bring on the report. We want to see how fit is he. If he's fit enough, he will be sliding straight back into the first team and training with them. If not, they could decide to send him out on loan. But what we know is that Erik ten Hag wants him back, and the Glazers, from what we are getting from close sources inside the club, the Glazers have given the green light for him to return and stay and see out his contract that runs out in 2025 with an option of extending it by a further 1 year. So guys, Mason Greenwood, stay positive. He will be staying at the club. Now, as Greenwood stays, one person who won't be staying, and finally many of you will be saying, thank goodness, Harry Maguire has finally been priced out. £30 million is what West Ham United have agreed to pay Manchester United for the services of the former captain, Harry Maguire. Now, Maguire, remember, has been on a huge wage that had caused issues for many of us who felt he was surplus to requirements. Now, after rejecting an initial bid of £20 million for him, United have been in talks going on with West Ham United, and finally they have agreed. They have had a distant medical being made on the player, exchanging documents and bring him to London. But what this means, first of all, is that United is being cleared of the wages, the heavy wages that they had to pay for Harry Maguire. £200,000 per week is what was about to earn because we went back to the Champions League. But also, United has now got money to proceed and bid for a new centre-back option. Now, that's where we're headed. Who is it? Will it be Jean-Claire Todibo, who has been a consistent target for United, because Manchester United have been monitoring Todibo for quite some time now from Nice. Now, is that the player they could be looking to sign, rated at about 40 to 50 million euros, or a new emerging target in Benjamin Pavard? We are talking a World Cup winner with France. He's 27 years of age and he has been playing at Bayern Munich. So obviously he's more proven, more experienced, and I don't need to explain what Benjamin Pavard would add to this Manchester United backline that has got Lisandro Martinez, a World Cup winner with Argentina, Onana. World class in every department in the centre back for Manchester United is what Erik ten Hag is looking to build. Now, we all know that Benjamin Pavard has not been a consistent target for Erik ten Hag, and we know Erik ten Hag loves to stick to his guns in terms of his plan, and he will stick to the plan he has always had, because Jean-Claire Todibo is a player that United has been monitoring for a long time. From the times when we had interest in Kim Min-jae, Manchester United was monitoring two other centre-backs from France, in Axel Disasi, who later went to Chelsea, and Jean-Claire Todibo. So the question is, with the emergence of Benjamin Pavard, who certainly has got a better profile, a better dimension. This is a guy who will score goals from long range. He can shoot from a distance. He gives you a different dimension. He is good with assists. Question is, will Erik ten Hag now change the plan and go to Bayern and sign Pavard, because Pavard does not want to extend his stay at Bayern Munich and his contract runs out in 2024. So he would be a cheaper player to sign for Manchester United. We can get him for way below 40 million euros, which Niche would want for Jean-Claire Todibo. So that's the situation. That's where we are. But as we know now, the money is there, and very soon expect a bid to be tabled by Manchester United for one of the two. Both of them can play both as centre-back and right-back. So obviously they are perfect to come in and replace. They bring depth to the team. For me, whereas right now as it is, I would want Benjamin Pavard because of his experience. He's not so old. He's 27. He's just a few years older than Jean-Claire Todibo. I think that maturity is needed. The profile will have a complete squad of winners. But even if Jean-Claire Todibo came in, I wouldn't mind, because both of them are certainly big improvements on Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Diogo Dalot, but also the depth they bring in the squad, because Pavard can play both as centre back and right back. So in case that in case Lisandro Martinez and the injury prone Rafael Varane are disturbed by injuries, you know that you've got a Victor Lindelof and a Benjamin Pavard who can slide into the centre back, and maybe Wan-Bissaka will come in now as a right back, or Diogo Dalot. So for me, I've got no issues with what is about to happen now. Away from that, guys, speaking of other players who could be leaving, Fred is advanced. Well, Galatasaray were leading the race to sign Fred, but as it is now, Fulham are coming back in the conversation. London continues to call Man United players, and Fulham is the latest now to come in, and it is believed that they could take a bid for him. There's been a long time coming. We've been talking about this bid for the longest time, but of course Galatasaray came and tried to snatch him away. Lazio did as well. There was talk of Saudi clubs coming in and also showing interest in Fred, but as it is now, London could be his next destination, and Fulham seem to be serious about signing him. West Ham are not done. They are still in talks with Manchester United for Scott McTominay. Remember, West Ham also tabled a separate bid for Scott McTominay, as they did table one for Harry Maguire, and it was short of Manchester United's valuation of the player. United want about £45 million. West Ham tabled a bid of about £30 million for Scott McTominay. Those talks are believed to be going on. And again, don't you be surprised if soon Manchester United also sells Scott McTominay to West Ham United. These are the best clubs for players like Scott McTominay and Harry Maguire to come and revive their careers. Good stuff. Now, guys, I've also got a date on which could be seeing the debut for the new man, the newborn, the new blood, the new goals for United in Rasmus Højlund. Rasmus Højlund is expected to make his Manchester United debut against Arsenal on the 3rd of September. That game will be at the Emirates Stadium. But after assessing his injury situation, he came with a back injury, I think in the lower back, and it's not so dangerous, it's not so serious, but United don't want to risk him. He's already training with the club, but they don't want to risk him. So what we know is that he will miss the game against Wolves United on Monday. He will miss the game against Nottingham Forest. His first game will be on the 3rd of September against Arsenal. And what a way to launch your career. And I do hope that he does score against Arsenal. For me, that would be his dream debut. That would be a perfect debut for a player in whom we've got so much expectation as the Manchester United faithful. Hotspot, guys, proceed and do subscribe, because there is a lot of news concerning this big football club called Manchester United. But yeah, so that's where we are. The sell to buy situation is on, but is making big progress. Now, I know many of you will be worried now, because you're saying Webb is saying nothing about Sofiane Amrabat. Sofiane Amrabat is the next biggest elephant in our room. Guess what? United, when we sell a player in the midfield, like we know we are going to sell Scott McTominay probably to West Ham, or Fred, or both of them going to Fulham. When that happens, United will then proceed and bid for Sofiane Amrabat. Amrabat's personal terms were done and dusted. The two parties, Man United and Fiorentina, have held talks about the player. We know how much they want. They want about 25 to 30 million pounds at most. Now, the moment Manchester United sell any player in the midfield department, Trust you me, the next few days you will hear that United have tabled an official bid for Sofiane Amrabat. For now, we might be seeing the first bid going for a centre-back to replace Maguire because he's the one who has gone first. Or we could even bid for Amrabat first before we go on to bid for a centre-back. So, guys, don't you worry, don't you have pressure, because everything seems to be under control. Guys, it's a hot day for you to be a Manchester. The summer is the summer you dreamt of. Do you believe in what Erik ten Hag is building? Do you believe in the direction this club is taking? Let me know in the comment section. Subscribe to the Hotspot, and this is where I get to burn you with all the hottest news concerning Manchester United. My name is Webb. Guys, let me smoothen it with a smoothie on rest day. I'll catch you later.